Good morning / good afternoon, depending upon where you are watching from. If you are watching live, hey. If you're watching on replay, put a hashtag replay so I know that you're watching, so I can say hello. And don't forget, if you want to take a screenshot of this interview today or any part of this and tag me either on Facebook or on Instagram, I am going to enter you into this amazing drawing. And I have some really, that's a lot of reallys, but I have some really epic prizes we're giving away this week. So, and I have some surprises for you guys as well. So ladies, I am so incredibly pumped that you are here. Oh my goodness, so pumped. This is going to be awesome. So today we have a woman who has been in the online space for over 30 years. She is a programmer, like a computer programmer. She is spilling a lot of really juicy nuggets today. She has been featured on every single broadcast there is, like all the stations, all the things. She's an author. She helps other women create their best-selling books. So I am super duper pumped to have her today. So if you are excited, let me know in the comments that you're pumped for today. It is going to be so much fun. For those of you who don't know who I am Val Nichols. It's like backwards for me. I'm Val Nichols. I am your host. I am a success coach for women. And it is my passion to talk all things business, mindset, and money. And we're going to talk more about money today because that has been something that is really been, you guys have been reaching out and asking for me to talk about. So I'm going to talk more about money. I did offer my July cash comeback. This is a program. It is a 5-day intensive program all about your money mindset, how to break through your blocks, how to really redesign your money blueprint. It is a $397 product. And I offered it for you guys for $22. I did have a fast action price going on, but I'm offering it for just $22. So if you guys want that link, I will pop it in here. But let me know. Say money. Michelle, what's up, girl? She has fire. I love it. So yeah, if you want to be a part of the July cash comeback, we are starting next Monday. And you guys, you have until Friday for this price to lock in the $22 because this is a $397 product. Like, I have never offered it this low. I was supposed to offer it for $222, and I surprised my team on Sunday night when I announced it for a way lower price. So whatever, it's my business. I get to do what I want, right? Because I don't have that energy around money. But we're going to talk more about that later. I'm going to educate and share with you guys a little bit more about money mindset and all the things. But with no further ado, I would love to introduce our guest. She is, like I said, one incredible woman, very knowledgeable. She has been in this industry, in the online space for over 30 years. So she talks a lot about, how we pivot in the online space, especially right now, with everything just being so crazy in the world, right? Like, who's feeling the crazy? Anybody else feeling the craziness in the world right now? And how we get to really shift into the online space and all of the things. So she's an incredibly knowledgeable person. Hello, Heather Runnels. What is up, my girl? Let me see where we have this interview going on here. I am not seeing it. I wonder if we downloaded it this morning. All right, so yeah, you guys let me know. How's your day? What's going on? How are all the things? How are all of the things? Let me see. I've seen lots of hearts. Oh, hello, my girl. Money. All right, Michelle, I will get you that information for sure. It is going to be super powerful. It's going to be amazing. Let me see. Yeah, so let me know what questions you guys have. We're going to go over all kinds of different money mindset. We're going to go over all the techniques. I can actually share with you guys real fast. Let me pull this up. So let me know, where are you guys watching from? I know Heather's in Portland, Oregon. Lori is up in Michigan. What's up, my girl? So, Michelle, where are you watching from? Michelle Chesterton. Oh, I'm blessed beyond what I feel I deserve. Yes, girl. Yes, aren't we all? Oh my gosh. We are still, Heather and I are coming off a little bit of a high from the weekend. Amazing things happening. And amazing things happening this coming up weekend. Or no, I'm sorry, 2 weekends from now. So Beaverton, Oregon, Ontario, Canada. Oh, awesome. So Michelle, do you know Tracy? She's from somewhere in Canada. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but she will be letting us know here in just uno momento. I'm just trying to get it downloaded real fast. Looks like it was still on my drive. That was a total oops on my part. I thought my team had already downloaded it, but I was wrong. So you know what? We get to chat for a little bit more. All right, ladies. So yeah, I want to talk to you guys about the okay, cool. So it's downloading. Let me pull up the page real quick. I want to share with you guys a little bit more about the July cash comeback. It is going to be epic. It is going to be amazing. It is going to be all the things. I'm going to share a little bit about it. Just so you guys, if it feels aligned for you, if it feels like something that you want to do, I would love to invite you to come in. It is going to be for the woman who is ready to just, like get over the money blocks. And I don't mean it in like a way like get over it, because we all have our things. And here's the thing, like there's like scientific studies that say that 70% of the things that we know, 70% of the things that we are programmed to believe, we picked up before the age of 7. Isn't that crazy, you guys? Like, think about that. Like, a 7-year-old kid is dictating and deciding your everyday thing. But you guys, this is true. And there's studies that show that even in the womb, we are already creating ideas. We are already creating beliefs about the world and what we believe is true about the world. And so if you think about that, man, we really have the opportunity to pick up some pretty crazy ideas and beliefs. I grew up with a single mom. She's amazing. She's incredible. She's wonderful. And, we went from this thing where my biological father was a very successful businessman. He was on the bishopric at church. So he was like this, important person at church, and we would sit in the front pew and act all good on Sunday. But then like Sunday night through Saturday night, it was a totally different story, right? And so, he was a cocaine addict. He was an alcoholic. He was very violent. I remember witnessing things in my home. And so we went from having a lot of money, having a nice house, not worrying, to all of a sudden, boom, when my mom left him, we were left with nothing. We were left just like feeling, we always had food on the table, but it was a struggle. The struggle was real. We lived in sketchy neighborhoods in Southeast Portland, Oregon. All these things. And so, what I equated that to be was that, if we had money, it meant that I had to be in a bad situation. And I grew up thinking that you had to hustle, you had to grind, you had to do all these things to get money. You guys, does this sound familiar to any of you guys? Like thinking that you have to be something, or thinking that you have to somehow put your needs last in order to have money. So I had a whole bunch of ideas about money and cash and what it meant to create income, what it meant to create a lot of money. I had a lot of really crazy scarcity, poverty mindset beliefs. So what ended up happening is I got really successful in my corporate job because, I'm a hustler, baby. I thought you should know. ODB. Anyway, so I got successful in the corporate world. I could make other people money, but because of these limiting beliefs, I sabotaged. I created situations that were not so great. I created situations in my life that were, the money would go away as quick as it would come, right? And so what ended up happening is once I looked at my money mindset and I saw my beliefs and I saw how they were sabotaging me and I saw how they were holding me back from so much more, I was able to propel myself. And here's the deal, you guys, like cash, making money, it's easy. It gets to be easy. And it has literally been my life's work. I am a money, mindset, and business coach today, and it has been my life's work to not only propel women into that belief, to show them what's possible for them, but to help them to get there, to break through those limiting beliefs, break through that mindset that's keeping them stuck, break through any sort of money blocks that are keeping them stuck. Because let me tell you, it takes the exact same amount of energy to stress and to have money be a struggle and to, have all these stories we create in our minds, create like all of these meanings that we give money, because money really is a neutral energy. It's neutral. We limit it. We limit the flow. We limit the things through our reticular activating system, which is the part of our brain that is like trying to be right? It's trying to be right. It's looking for evidence for the things that we believe are true. And like I said before at the beginning of this live, is that a lot of these things were given to us by well-meaning adults in our life. And anyone that grew up with adults, you probably heard arguing about money, fights about money, which created a belief. It's not your fault. Sorry, not sorry. You're not broken. You just get to take this information and adjust. So in the July Cash Comeback, which is a 5-day intensive program, we are going to be talking about day 1, money beliefs and money story. We're going to break through. Y'all put in the comments right now, breakthrough. If you're ready for a money breakthrough, drop money breakthrough, because it's going to happen. Day 2, we're going to talk about mindset blocks. And once you're armed with that information, we're going to go to day 3 and do a visualization day, where I'm going to take you through a powerful technique that I take my clients through. And you are going to learn how to, in day 4, transform your money story. If you are ready to just get over the struggle, to get over the stress, to say, girl, I'm all in, no matter what stage you're at right now, because at each level, you guys, when I hit my first $11,000 month in my business, boom, all the stories came up. All the stories came up. Fast forward to my first $30,000 month. Boom, all the stories came up, right? All the stories come up. And I get to break through. I get to use the techniques I'm going to teach you guys in this 5-day training. I get to break through. I get to continue to rise. And when I rise, you rise. We rise together. This container is so beautiful. I already have like 5 women who've signed up. And this is going to be such a beautiful container. The women, I know each and every single one of them that has signed up, and they are gorgeous women. This space, this container, these are women who've been hanging out in my containers for like 2 years or more. So you're going to see, like, you're going to be around massive, incredible, uplifting, incredible women. And then in day 5, what we're going to do is we are going to, day 5, we're going to create new beliefs and manifest them. Here's the deal. I created this program because I was sick and tired of hearing people out there say, yeah, manifest money, create wealth, create blah, blah, blah. But no one was freaking telling you how. Do you guys get that? Like, like you hear all these people tell you, this is what you do, this is what you need to do, but no one's telling you how. So I created the July Cash Comeback. And you guys might have been a part of it before. Let's see, I had my New Year's Cash Comeback. This is a program I sell for $397. I spilled the tea. I gave you guys a fast action price, and I am offering it to the women of wealth and worth for $22. You guys, this is nothing. Nothing. So it's a no-brainer. Jump in. If you feel aligned with this, absolutely 100%. Don't let the fear stop you. Do not let the fear stop you. Let me tell you, because that's where breakthrough happens. That's where breakthrough happens. So Michelle says, breakthrough. Girl, I would love to have you. I will text you a link. I would love to have you join. So Heather says, still experiences the high. Yes, girl, yes. All right, ladies, with no further ado, I am going to introduce to you Tracy Repchuk. She's an author. She's an entrepreneur. She is a software queen, and she is going to share all the things with us today. Here she is. I love you. Mwah.
And it was at that moment where I learned how to take the company down to, ground zero and say, in this new economy, what does it look like? How do I reposition? How do I rebrand? How do I relaunch from that perspective? Which has given me a huge advantage, I think, in this current COVID landscape, because one, I had already been through it, and two, I had the exact spots. I did exactly what I did back then.
Everybody, to the Woman of Wealth and Worth Summit. We have a very special guest today. She is coming to us all the way from Canada. She is a best-selling author, an internet marketer, a social media and business strategist. She's also a speaker who has spoken in 37 different countries. She started her software company at 19, if you can believe that. Oh my goodness. We have today Tracy Repchuk. Welcome, Tracy.
Well, thanks, Valerie. Excited to be here.
We are so excited to have you as well. So I think the biggest thing on my mind right now is, how did you, especially because you're talking about, 35 years ago when you started your company, the internet was not the way it is today. As a matter of fact, people probably looked at you and were like, that's not going to last. This is just a fad. Internet's a fad. Like, how did you start a company at 19 and be that progressive?
Well, it started, again, because I was a graduate with a degree in IT and computer programming. I was always in technology, and so at 19, I started the software company. So, moving along the software company, I was doing software projects for banks, government, JCPenney, Walmart, Fortune 100, Fortune 500, the Lottery Corporation. I was really a software house, but it was a very interesting thing, and it's all these pivot points that come up for a company. How do you last 5 years? Quite frankly, you can't change, you would adapt rapidly, one of the two. And so it was an interesting thing is one day I went into a bookstore and there was an entire wall of books, and it was called The Information Superhighway. Mm-hmm. And I was like, whoa, what is this? And I came out of there, had to be with 22 books. I took them back to the office. I started to scan every single one of them. And I said, this is the next thing that's happening, right? Mm-hmm. And so at that moment, I started to shift all of the company's strategies towards the internet. So again, it wasn't even called the internet yet. That was kind of back in 1990 to 1992-ish area. And then kind of in 1994, we were online, and we were doing work for large companies that didn't understand. We were building websites. We were doing search engine optimization. We were doing what was called electronic data interchange. And we were doing, again, integrating a little bit of the software end of things by building shopping carts and e-commerce and things of that nature. So we were online, or I was online, before it was practically called what it is today. So it was a very interesting kind of beginning, and it all comes down to a little bit of forecasting. And then, of course, I've been through many issues of not seeing the writing on the wall, and then at that point, it comes to a change, right? Then you have to be able to rapidly change, which is, of course, what's been happening a lot for companies in today's marketplace.
Gosh, that is fascinating. And the thing that fascinates me the most about that, I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh my gosh. So that means you've helped companies shift through 9/11, 2001. Then you had the 2008 market crash, and now we've had this financial crisis.
And Y2K.
Wow.
Y2K was one of the biggest things where they thought all banks were going to shut down, all electronics were going to shut down, nothing would be able to roll over from 1992 to 2000. That the 3 years prior to that were like chaos accelerated because everyone was in a panic that the whole world was electronically going to shut down.
Oh my goodness. I remember that. That was so, I completely forgot about that until you said it, but yeah, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
what helped you? Because I can imagine being, being an entrepreneur, that's one thing, but like remaining in your power and remaining a true leader during those times. What has held you together? What advice do you have?
Yeah, it's again a very interesting to one, as you said, be able to last as long as I did. I have had giants around me that have fallen, right, during the dot-com bust and in 2008 and all different transitional years. And I think it comes down to the change that I talked about. A lot of people are calling a pivot right now. Ability back in 2003, experienced the lockdown. In Toronto, we were at the heart of what was called SARS. And so that started my change of the company. Back kind of at that point, we were just doing traditional websites and things on the internet. And at that point, I said, whoa, this is a moment where we need to go all in on digital products, email marketing, landing pages, list building, the whole kind of the whole enchilada of what is known as internet marketing today. And that began the next pivot point for our company, and again, the transition away from what we were doing. And I think that's a big part of when there's a new landscape in town. You need to be able to say, what am I going to do? How am I going to cope? And it was at that moment where I learned how to take the company down to, ground zero and say, in this new economy, what does it look like? How do I reposition? How do I rebrand? How do I relaunch from that perspective? Which has given me a huge advantage, I think, in this current COVID landscape, because one, I had already been through it, and two, I had the exact spots. I did exactly what I did back then. I went down to ground zero again. I took a look at everything. I streamlined, reduced expenses, increased acceleration of promotion, and then I looked for the next big opportunity, which is what I was constantly doing during any pivot point. What's coming down the pipeline that I didn't see because I was on the hamster wheel of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
The beautiful part about what occurred during this time is, for the first time, I think a lot of people have had the chance to step back for a second and say, wow, what do I really want? Where am I really going? Was I doing what I was passionate about? Was I on purpose? Was I, kind of achieving my greatness and putting my power out there? All of those questions got to be analyzed in such what I thought is an era of rebirth for everybody. And I, even in my situation, we came out that other end a different company. And so when this hit, it was like, holy mackerel, here we go. And we're going to focus on this, and this. And that's our new pivot point. And so moving forward, my company is already different today than it was 3 months ago. And so I think that's the biggest thing is to honestly take a moment and understand where you are, where you want to be, and what is going to help get you there, and only those steps. And that's where you do that. Those are what you start to put in place, given the new landscape, because we're still going to experience massive amounts of change. People think we're going back to normal, right? There is no normal again. There is no new normal. It's a new normal, really. It's a brand new era for a lot of companies, and especially because I also deal with brick and mortar. And so, chiropractors, physical therapists, yoga, Pilates, any type of business that has a brick and mortar, their situation has ravagely changed. They were almost demolished, right? They could have been extinct and bankrupted in this situation because they did not adopt technology rapidly enough, and they dabbled in social media, and they dabbled in understanding the value of a list and all of these elements. And now it's time to completely and utterly embrace what we all have to focus and face, which is a lot of our stuff is going to be happening online now.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't agree more with you. And I love that you talked about the fact that this time gives us that opportunity to go back to the basics and also to just slow down and think about, are we doing what we love? Are we doing what we're really passionate about? Because I cannot tell you how many women are in that space right now in my life, with clients, with people who've been working corporate or had businesses that aren't working. And that's a huge reason why this summit came about. So I love that you said that. And I'm wondering, I'm curious to know, you have this dynamic assurance in yourself, and I can really tell that comes from both experience and what I would think is a confidence and assurance. Have you always had that, or is this something like, did you grow up thinking that? Did you learn it along the way?
I'll say I learned it along the way, but I think confidence a lot of times for me comes from deep study, right? So again, how many social media platforms are out there? So I don't just look at Facebook and think that's interesting. I will literally, invest heavily into a Facebook arena, understand all of the dynamics about it, and then apply it to my own company and then turn around and teach it. So the confidence, I think, comes from the testing cycle that I put all technology through before I introduce it to my own customer base. Until I've proven thing, waste there with it. And of course, that's me, a constant learner. I am involved in learning around the clock pretty much, especially with technology. It's a raging river of things that are constantly coming down the pipeline and things that you have to understand. What's here to stay, what's a test, and more importantly, what do you do with it, right? So many companies were told, go on Facebook, go on LinkedIn, go on Instagram. Oh, Instagram's so fun, you should all be there. Well, if your target market isn't there, then you shouldn't be there, right? You just want to secure your brand. That's all you need to do for now. And so I think one of the biggest benefits I have, and again, it roots perhaps from learning and from applying, and then comes the confidence, and then the ability to help others clearly know what they should be spending their time on and what they shouldn't be, as far as logic. Now, again, because I'm a computer programmer and I'm actually a certified management accountant, if there's something I like, it's a line that says if I do step A, B, C, D, E, I'm going to end up at Z as I move through it, right? And the biggest confusing part, I think, about internet, about your business, about social media, is all of these things come to somebody at once, and they don't understand, okay, what do I do? Where do I start? Which one do I pluck at first? And so I have that ability, because I have this kind of 360-degree viewpoint after being in business and in technology for as long as I have, of truly understanding every single person where they should be based on what they tell me where they are and where they want to go. And then I just simply mark out the path for them to move forward. And it really comes down to, I think, spending quality time, truly digesting information and then making it work instead of just spouting theory.
Oh my goodness. Yes. That is so I love that, because what I'm hearing you say, which is something that is so huge, and as you've probably seen in the economic crises we've had before, there are so many people out there who are trying to teach stuff that they don't actually know.
Yeah.
They don't actually know. And then they say, it's kind of like what you were just talking about. They don't have confidence in it. And it's like, it's not that you need to have more confidence in yourself. It's you need to actually teach something you've done or have experience in.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah. So I love that you hit on that, because that authentic piece that's a make or break.
Right. Exactly. And you'll see it in the marketplace, as you said, right? I teach things like, how to become a bestseller, or I take people through a book launch program. Well, I'm a 9-time #1 international bestselling author, and I've launched another 55 authors to that position as well. I wouldn't tell somebody how to become one if I hadn't done it myself, but more importantly, I hadn't done it for somebody else as well. And again, it's same with getting on TV, right? I've appeared on every major network, NBC, ABC, Fox, CBS, all the major networks over 22 times. And then I can confidently teach somebody else it. And when that is taught properly and they've been able to achieve it, that's where I then document it and create it into a course and put it online as what I'll call a codified formula. And I think that's one of the greatest things I'm teaching today, in fact, is the fact that, speakers in particular, right, who like myself, I'm used to lining up my entire year of speaking gigs and knowing exactly where I'm going to be when. And then this year, just like every other speaker out there, boof, your entire calendar gets blown apart. Well, I had as my backup all my online courses. I just switched gears and start moving all attention and traffic to the online course. And that's what I'm teaching speakers in particular, or business owners, or authors, or anybody with knowledge in their head. It's time to put it online in a codified way called a course, and that way you're going to be empowered to create anytime income. You're now giving yourself the ability to produce money when you want. And when you can do that, you can still go out and speak later. You can still go out and do anything you want. But with that removed, that's where you're extremely vulnerable to situations like this. And that's where you're also, when you apply and do something online course, the beautiful part about that is it's going to give you the upper edge. You've now moved yourself from talking about it to you're actually codifying it and proving that it works. And to me, I think that's one of the greatest exciting things that has come from this, particularly with my clients who finally, after 12 years, are understanding what I say when I say you need to take what you know and put it online.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. It's interesting because it seems like during this time, a lot of the business people who had those online courses and things, like, they're not losing the income. And, that shift of, like, we don't know if travel's ever going to be the same again. And a lot of people built their entire business. Yeah. They go speak first, and then they think about building. When I'm hearing the same philosophy that I say, that you're saying too, is like, build it and then go speak, then go do the things, because you have to have that foundation to build on.
Exactly. That's right. Build your list. That's your number one asset. And then build a codified online program so that when you're out speaking again, you have something to direct attention to. And if you can't go out and speak again, you can do a virtual summit. And there's ways of getting that knowledge into people without it affecting your income. And that's where the power comes.
Absolutely. I love that you said that, the power, because it does. I feel like during this time, and let me know if this is how you've experienced it too, but during this time when some jobs crumbled apart, and there might be women right now that are watching it and they're in that space. Maybe they're still in lockdown, or they, here in Oregon, we have a couple counties that are still, they're not even like out yet. And they feel a little bit like powerless. So I'm curious to know. Oh, go ahead.
No, you ask your question.
I was going to say, I'm curious to know, like, what would you say to that woman who's like, but I've never done anything like that. I can barely work a computer. Like, that seems great, but how do I actually get there?
Yeah, it's true. There is a technology issue, right? So often I'll say to somebody who is we'll call almost devoid of technology, this is where you need help, right? And again, like between what I coach on, what I train on, and what I can help a person do, as long as you have something here, then we can move that online easily. Like I say, I have a whole system that helps you do that. And especially in the beginning, it's what I'll call old school, right? And that means we don't need websites. We don't need, all I need is a piece of paper and your ability to log online and find somebody, or get on your phone and scroll through contacts that you know need what you have. And so I teach people how to get 10 people as a core start to have them pay you to create your program, right? Then when money starts to come in, then you have some resources to say, hey, I need to now build a membership site in order to, do this, or I need an order page in order to sell this. Then you can bring on help, like myself, to expedite. But prior to that, you need nothing but something in your mind and an ability to leverage from that. Other than that, if you're sitting there thinking, well, I don't have anything, I think you need to look again, is often what I'll say. I've had work-at-home moms come into my program, and they'll say to me things like, I don't know how to do nothing, right? And I'll say, well, okay, tell me about your family life. And then at the end of that, I'll say, it sounds to me like you know how to budget, you know how to budget, you know how to manage, you know how to create time schedules, you know how to raise your kids. There's 5 things I can tell you already know, right? People undervalue, and I think that was one of the things you talked about, your worth, right? Mm-hmm. People undervalue what they know and how there's somebody else out there struggling with things that they've already been able to do and master. So a lot of, don't underestimate what you know, because not everyone is in the internet space or in the marketing or sales space, right? There's millions of markets out there. Again, I had another person come to me, and she said, I don't really know anything except how to communicate to my dog. And I'm like, tell me more about that. And she said, well, I actually have this ability to communicate to my dog and to find out what's wrong with them, what's going on, and to better be able to get calm and peace in the family and pet dynamic. And I was like, well, that's a course. And why do I know that's a course, right? One, it comes from experience, but there's formulas for discovering, is what you're about to do, is it worth somebody buying, right? Well, when you deal with a market that involves pets, that's a rabid, hungry market. So you need to look at 2 things. What problem do you solve, or what passion do you serve, right? And so in the case of pets, pet buyers will buy anything. They want to know how to talk to their pet. So she created a whole online course on how to communicate to your animal, right? And it was called Fur Folk Talk, right? And I had another one that was called something like Asking Dr. Doolittle, something like that, or Being Dr. Doolittle. And so don't underestimate what you know and the fact that it can be moved into an online that somebody wants to buy. Again, remember I said you had to sell 10 old school? Both those people sold 10 like crazy. They just said to dog owners, pet owners, hey, do you want to communicate to your pet better? Super, I've got this 12-week course coming out, and it's priced really low right now because you guys are my guinea pigs. I've never done this. You're going to help me make sure that you get the data that you need to be able to accomplish the goal. Are you in? And they'd be like, okay. And then the transaction occurs. Now you got your 10 people. Then a $100,000 formula kicks in on what do you do now with all of that data? Then that's where the system really blows out. But you can start totally old school with just what you know.
I love that, because all you need is an idea, a dream, and the strategy on how to do that.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I know that you have something really exciting coming up that you were talking about before we pressed record. So I would love to hear more about that if you could share that with our audience as well.
Well, remember I told you about this pivot point, right, that I experienced. Well, it involved me looking for an opportunity that was going to really take the 4 barriers that I find most companies experiencing and solve them. And so those are things like world-class coaching, a way to connect and find your client in seconds, right? Mm-hmm. And so that involves a automated engine that does a matching algorithm, kind of like a dating app, and then is able to connect and serve you up the people you need to communicate with, and then has a back-end rating system, then the next element we took a look at was how do you then give them so much value on top of what they're already getting, and that meant savings programs. And then last but not least, how do you add more value? And so I came across this very model that I've been working with now. And so we are going to be launching shortly. We're in beta, and it's a new business-to-business social media platform. It's a coaching platform on top of it. It's all inclusive, and it's literally going to change the face of all things B2B for the online world. And so I'm super excited. It's this close to launching. People can join now and be part of the beta group. And it's also a social media platform that you can make money on by referring. And so that's the kicker. No other social media platform out there has given you the opportunity to make money, to say, oh my God, I'm over here, should be on here too, right? And so it's exciting. I've been on in heaven actually for the last 4 months as we've grown and unfolded and developed and really come put all of this together. So if anyone's interested in what's coming down the pipeline, not just for a social media platform, but how can you become involved with it in beta and when it goes live as well, it's going to serve anybody who needs clients or who wants world-class coaching. It's really, it's just a crazy opportunity, and I'm really excited about it.
Wow, I am fascinated by how innovative you are. You remind me of like Bill Gates or Steve Jobs, like your ability to like foresee what's going to happen in the future almost. That's what it feels like. You just have that intuitive, like, this is where things are going, and you move that way.
Yeah, it's kind of like if someone were shooting a puck, I'd know where to get it. And it's a little bit like that, you have that person and you skate and you go in for the goal. It's a little bit like that. And so, yeah, it's really excited. And, people can even check it out right now. I don't know if you wanted me to include domains in this at this moment, but yeah, it's fun, it's big, and I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Yay! That is so exciting! Yay. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna want to check it out. Sounds
awesome. You should 100%.
I will for sure.
Yeah.
And I know that you also have a freebie for the watchers today, for the viewers, so that they can grab onto that. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, so I have a free gift, and it's the fundamentals of business building, and it's called How to Double Your Income in 3 Simple Steps. So it really highlights the 3 key areas you must focus on in your business, and when you stray too far from these, or you think it's something else, which is one of the number one, problems for a lot of companies, is they put their focus on the wrong thing. And so this keeps you focused on the 3 things, and how when you constantly take a look at these 3 things, that's how you're going to grow and be able to streamline, scale, put in automation, and really move from working in your business to becoming the CEO of your business. And that's at fastactionresults.com.
I love it. Thank you so much for that generosity. So the last question I'll ask you is, if you can sum it up in 1 sentence to the woman, if you could go back to your 19-year-old version of yourself, and if you could tell her you are going to create the success and the life of your wildest dreams, what would you say to her?
There's many things I'd say to her, right? Yeah. if I got to go back, like, the what's that great movie, right? The Back to the Future. Yeah. One, I'd say buy Google, right?
Oh yes.
But let's say I'm just going back to talk about the impact. I think one of the biggest things I'd say to that person and to uh, the viewer watching is to almost do a couple things, and that is play the biggest game you can. Particularly right now, I do believe in particular women, right, and women entrepreneurs are going to change the landscape of where this goes. Where does the planet go, quite frankly, right? Not just business. How are families? How are we going to really re-engineer how families are developed, right? We can't lose family because of technology. And again, I was very adamant about this when I was raising our kids. There was they weren't allowed on technology. Everything was monitored closely at a very young age. Even though all their friends had phones and this, that, and the other thing, I needed to instill creativity. I needed to instill thought. I needed to instill curiosity, all of those things, you know. And so make sure that really it comes down to creating your life by design. And that's what I did in the very beginning. This is how I've executed everything. From the moment I got pregnant, I knew what had to be done to pivot points in the company. It's really our game. Each individual is playing the game of making the world a better place. And so you need to play big, you need to play fearless, and you need to really surround yourself in community, get mentors, coaches, whatever help you need in order to achieve that, because this is not an alone game, right? What I'm doing comes with, you know, a terrific husband, it comes with staff, it comes with mentors. I'm heavily mentored, I'm heavily coached, and it comes with, now with this new social media platform, it comes with a brand new family that I'm working with. And that's what it's going to take to play big. You can't do it alone, you can't do it small, and you really have to be the leader in your own life so that others can take their lead from you. And every single woman on this planet was put here for a very big reason. And so you're going to have to figure out what that is and step in and play all out.
Yes! I hope everyone was just taking notes. If not, rewind, go back, write all of that. All of it. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Wow. I am just
You're welcome.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry?
No, I just said you're welcome.
I am just so glad that you said yes to being on the summit, because your energy, your knowledge, everything has just been such a huge contribution to this. And so I am just so grateful for having you, Tracy. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for the effort that you have done. You are leading women. Putting on a summit is not an easy task. It involves a lot of moving parts. I want everybody to appreciate the effort that you put in. I understand the effort because I've done them myself. And so kudos for you for stepping up, playing your bigger game. And I thank you very much for including me, and I feel honored.
Oh, thank you. All right, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye. Hey, everybody. Hi. Oh, my goodness. What did you get from that? Let me know in the comments below. What were your biggest takeaways? What did you get from that? Because holy cow, some of the things she said at the end, like women are going to change the landscape in the future. Like, what? Oh my gosh, Dre. So she was stuck in a meeting. We'll have to rewind and watch. Yes, yes, yes. So good thing is the replays are up. This group will be open for a little bit. We are already on day freaking 9. What? I don't know. I barely even know what day it is ever. Like, let's be honest. I have a gorgeous business. I work from home. I do what I want. I never know what day it is. Like, whatever. I don't even care. I don't even care because I'm here with you guys, and that was gorgeous. That was beautiful. That was amazing. So somebody who was watching this was messaging me during the live video asking me more about money mindset. So what you may not know is that I am the money mindset and business coach. I love sales. I love all things money. But, you know, I don't have a charge. When you hear that, like, I don't want you to think that, like, there's definitely not any sort of greediness in that. I love what money can do for the world because I get to show up and serve. A portion of all of my income that I make, every single thing I make goes back to serving, goes back to giving, and that's what I get to do. I get to do amazing things in the world. I get to work in ministries. I get to, you know, serve. I get to show up in a powerful way. And I feel super inspired to dive a little bit deeper into it, to answer some of the questions that I was getting during this live about that. I want to just dive a little bit more, and I'm feeling really called and inspired to hang out with you guys for a little bit longer, if that's okay. Is that okay? You guys let me know if that's okay. Because I want to share this with you, because I want to share with you what is absolutely possible for you. Let me get my signature. I want to celebrate with you guys. So my passion fruit in my wine glass here, because I'm in a celebration mode right now. And I just want to celebrate with you guys for a moment and share with you what is absolutely possible for you. And the reason why I say that is because there's no difference between you and me. There's no difference. We are the same. We're in this community. We're hanging out. We're in this beautiful container where magical things are happening. Magical transformations are happening. And I just want to show you what's possible when you show up in a powerful, unapologetic way. When you step fully into your leadership as a woman, you know, Tracy just talked about this. Women are going to shift the landscape right now. Right now. So when you show up in a powerful, unapologetic way, there's nothing that is impossible for you. Nothing. And here's the deal. You can be the type of person, you know, when I talk about manifestation, like, I am not talking about this foofy la esoteric idea of The Secret. You guys, you know, you guys have probably all seen that movie. You've probably all heard about law of attraction, all of those things. But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about here is like actual brain science of the fact that you're kind of like an iceberg, right? Like, you're like an iceberg, and you know, you might be like at the conscious level, you're operating at this percent, like maybe 10-15% you're operating. But what you don't see is below the iceberg is all of the beliefs, all of the subconscious things, all of the things you've been programmed, that you've picked up, that you've created around the desires that you truly want. And when I talk about wealth, I want you to hear this, because wealth for me, and this was the whole theme, this was my intention, this is the powerful intentionality that I created around this summit, the Woman of Wealth and Worth, based upon one of my best-selling programs, the Woman of Wealth and Worth program, that rapidly, quickly, because we can like stop timelines. It can be fast, it can be quick, and it can happen so quickly when we do the right actions, when we do the work to reprogram, to retrain, to rewrite the money blueprint. Because we all have a money blueprint. It shows up in your relationships. It shows up in your money. It shows up in your self-worth. That's why this is called the Wealth and Worth. And wealth means something different to everybody. I did not start this business, my Val Nichols Coaching Inc. business. I was in corporate world and I was making well over 6 figures when I left, parted ways, broke up with that, broke off the golden handcuffs, right? So when I started that business, my business, I didn't do it for the money. However, the money came. What I did it for was because I wanted to create the wealth of having freedom. Because I realized as I was sitting in an office from 9 to 5, there was a lot of things happening in the world that I wanted to be a part of. I am very multi-passionate. I'm a very passionate person, as you guys can tell. This is me. Like, every single moment of the day. Ask my clients who've met me in real life are like, oh my gosh, you are exactly the same in your living room as you are on stage, as you are on Facebook Live. Like, this is like how I'm very intentional about being the same. I can turn it off. Like, the first hour of my day, if my husband's here, I don't bombard him with a bunch of stuff because he needs 2 cups of coffee. He's very introverted, very opposite of me. Amazing man. I can't even believe that I was able to attract that. But you know, when I talk about money, it is so much more than that. When you're in your wealth and you're standing in your worth, you are standing in your leadership. You are taking a stand for the things in the world that you are so passionate about, the things that you know that are the truth. And I'm not talking about the truth like the truth, because facts change. Look around the world right now. How often are we hearing conflicting information? But I am talking about the capital T truth. Like, for me, that is like word of God, word in the Bible, the capital T truth, and the capital T truth that is true for you. At your innermost core, your innermost being. And when you can take a stand for the capital T truth, things that you believe in, and you know who you are, that is wealth. That is worth. When you no longer have someone else dictating your value, dictating who you are, dictating what you believe, because of these, we are held captive by these things that have been, by well-meaning adults, well-meaning society, maybe, by all of these things that are programmed into our brains. When you can recognize that and take a stand and stand in your own power. That's why when I talk about money, we are talking about so much more. Because we're complex beings, are we not? Am I right? We're very complex. And here's the thing, I want to bring to you today all of the money vibes. I want to bring to you today a new layer, a new level, a new realm of possibility for you. When we talk about money, when we talk about wealth, when we talk about creating abundance, when we talk about worthiness. Because I had a lot of people in my life. I was a chubby kid growing up. So I had a lot of people in my life saying things about me, about what my life was going to look like, about, whatever. All the things. I had one person tell me that, you know what, you're going to struggle with your weight your whole life. You're going to be overweight your whole life. I put my health first, but today it's not about the numbers. It's not about that. It's not about the numbers in my bank account. Like, here's the thing. I'm going to teach you guys a trick that I teach all of my clients, that I will teach you when you come into the July cash comeback. You're going to learn how to go deeper into this. But I look at my bank accounts every single day. I know exactly how much money is on my business card right now, which I pay off at the end of the month. I know exactly how much is in my business account. I know exactly how much is in my other business account that my husband and I have a company together. I know exactly how much is in my personal account. I know exactly how much is in my savings online. The only thing I don't check, full transparency, the only thing I don't check every day is my 401k. I don't check that very often at all because I know that right now the stock market is like da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I know myself well enough to know that I might get in freak out mode if I see it go up and down too much, right? I might just start and I feel secure in that because we have time to build that, right? So I don't check that, but I know how much is in my PayPal account right now. I know how much, every single number. I could tell you the exact figures. And when you can stand so much in your wealth, in your worthiness, and look at those numbers and realize that does not dictate you, it's information. Today, I don't have to make decisions if I'm going to take next Friday off so I can go to Portland and watch amazing things happen. I'm going to do it. And guess what? My business is not going to suffer. I'm still going to make money. I'm still going to have PayPal things dinging in my account. I'm still going to have constant payments because I've created that in my business where I don't have to worry. Baseline, I'm in a good spot. I'm in a really good spot. Baseline, I'm making more money than I ever made in corporate. Baseline. And I say this not to, like, I don't want to sound boastful. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. I don't want to say this to impress you. Like, I say this to impress upon you the realm of possibilities for you, that cash will show up in expected and unexpected ways. And I want to share this with you because I am so passionate. In case you guys haven't noticed, I created this entire summit, got together amazing powerhouse women that honestly, you guys, if we were to put together all of the speaker fees of the women that you've been seeing in this, it would be well over, I can't even remember the number. My assistant did the math, but it was like $50,000 to $100,000 to see these women, to be in this space, to be in the container with them one-on-one like we are, in this intimate, beautiful container. It's all free. And I want to say this to you to show you the realm of possibility. My clients come to me like bug-eyed, just like, I don't know, like if what you talk about really works. Like I want to believe in it because I see your passion, I see your energy. And like, let me tell you, one of my clients started working with me. Let me see, I have her on the board. April. By the end of April, she had a $32,000 launch. On top of the $200,000, almost $300,000 she already makes, which now she's going to hit. We've been working together April, May, June, July. 4 months we've been working together. She's going to hit 7 figures this year. I'm talking by the end of 2020. She's going to hit 7 figures. This is what happens when you can jump into the realm of possibility. You guys, there's money. I talked about this last night on my personal page. If you guys follow me, then go back and watch it. But like, there is cash circulating constantly in this atmosphere. Look at Amazon. They're shutting down non-essentials. They shut down non-essentials. They're like, oh, sorry, we have too much money. We're making too much money. We can't keep up. Like, imagine what that would feel like. Whatever it is you're doing. Whatever it is you're doing. Right? Like Tracy talked about a client who is making 6 figures teaching people how to speak to their dogs. When she told me that, I was like, oh, I want to take that course. I would love to. How often am I staring at Wilbur? Wilbur's my dog. I'm surprised you guys haven't seen him yet in this summit because he comes in here all the time. But I stare at Wilbur and I'm like, I would love to know what you're thinking right now. I would love to know what you're thinking. And I would love to know how to talk to my dog, right? How many of you guys would love to know how to talk to your dog? What is he saying? Like, what is she saying, right? I'm going to drink some of my water real quick. I've been talking all day. So here's the thing. You can effortlessly create income and more money. Effortlessly. It gets to be easy when you decide. When you decide it's easy, it gets to be easy. You are one decision away. Drea says, the conversation Shadow and I would have. Just imagine. Oh my gosh. Yes. What's up, Danielle? Hey, girl. Hey. Oh my gosh. Yes. I think that my dog's thinking all these complex things, but he's probably just thinking like, Mom, when are you going to feed me dinner? Right. So, ladies, if you have a product, if you have something that I really, as a business coach, I want to serve you. If you have any sort of online business, if you have any sort of like service-based business, online business, just sell. Just sell. There are so many women out there. What's up, Lori? Hey, girl, hey. There are so many women out there who come to me and they're like, Val, I'm not making any money in my business. I want to attract my clients. I want to make cash. I want to make money. I want to do all this. And I just say, sell. Sell. Right? A lot of us get into a place of fear, and this can be in your leadership. So if you don't have an online business, like, don't just discount this and hear what you need to hear. Take what you need from this conversation and leave the rest. Like, take what you need, but hear this. There are too many of us out there that are afraid to step out. You guys, and this was me. I mean, like, I used to never go live on my personal page and even like talk about my business. I would go live in my Facebook group, which is the Wild Tribe. It used to be called the High Vibe Tribe before we did a rebrand. So I used to be so afraid to go live on my page because I didn't want to come across as pushy, salesy, scummy, all of those things. But when you can step out in your leadership, when you can show up powerfully for those you serve and realize that if you have a gift, if you have something to serve the world with and you're keeping it hidden, if you're keeping it hidden, you are being selfish. You're being selfish. How selfish is it that if you have a product, if you have a service, if you have a gift, if you have a talent, if you have something to make the world better, if you have an opinion that you could share that's going to edify and uplift and build somebody up and serve the world and might even just impact one person, how can you keep that? How can you keep that to yourself? Because what if you could impact one person's life today? One person's life with your product. And this is why, you guys, I push the fact that you have to sell products or services or whatever it is that you truly believe in. Because when you believe in something, you will never work a day in your life. Ever. Ever. Like ever, you guys. Like I can't even tell you, like I am serving in a huge capacity. I am in my business. I work on my business. I work in my business. I work with my clients. I am the president of another organization right now that is just so empowering. And you guys, I never feel like I'm working, ever. I'm literally, people think I'm on calls all day, which some days, I'm not going to lie. Some days I do because I'm, like running executive committee meetings. I have meetings with other things but honestly, the amount of time I'm actually working is I don't know, 5 hours a week, maybe. I don't know. I don't know, because it doesn't seem like work. And when you can come from that place and show up powerfully and do all these things, I just want to come here and stop by and have this conversation with you to show you what's possible. Guys, at 26 years old, I was a drunk who gave up on myself, who gave up on my life, who was living in the backseat of my 2-door sports car. And I never thought I was going to live to see 21, much less 28 or 30 or, 37. I never thought that. I never thought that I would have the life that I have today. You guys, if you would have told me, years ago that I would be standing on stage, that I would be leading a church, that I would be leading women into their best life, leading women into their 6- and 7-figure businesses, I would have laughed at you and said, you got the wrong girl. There's no way. So you guys, and I say that because I just want to show you, if it's possible for me, it's possible for you. It is possible for you. So I would love for you guys, if you're hearing this and you're like, Val, I want to step out. I'm ready. I want to step in this container. I want to go all in. I want to play full out. I want to play big. I want to create the amount of abundance that I truly desire. I want to be in all these things. I want to create all of these things that you are talking about. I want to be this. I want to do it. I want to stop checking the boxes. I want to stop playing small. I want to step out in my leadership. I want to step out and be seen. I want to step out and I want to create a difference in the world. I want to be that person. I want to be that woman. I want you to believe in me. I want you to hold me higher. I want to be climbing this mountain and I want to be looking at the other mountains and being excited. I want to wake up in the morning jazzed. I want to wake up in the morning pumped. I want to wake up in the morning in so much of this abundance, of this wealth, of this worthiness. I want to step into this. I want to be this. I'm ready. Then join me. Join me in the July cash comeback because it's going to be freaking epic. And you guys, I am offering this for more than 90% off of what it usually is. The last time I sold it, it was $397. Women were paying that. They were gladly opening up their wallets, paying almost $400 for this program, for a 5-day program. And the testimonies coming out of that are mind-blowing. Every single woman that's ever signed up for this has manifested within 3 days. By day 3, they have manifested and created the $397 and more that they invested. You guys, I'm offering it to you for $22. That's like 4 Starbuckses, right? That's 4 Starbucks. That's it. $22, like, easy. You'll get that money back. Like, I'm fully confident. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to put the link in here below. If you feel aligned, I don't want anybody to jump in here that is, you know, if you're hesitant, like, feel into it, like, really listen to your heart, listen to your guidance, because it won't do you wrong. Like, that's the thing, it won't do you wrong. It's $22. We're going to start on Monday, July 20th. It's a no-brainer. I would love to have you in my container. I would love to take you deeper into this, because this is you guys, I get so lit up, in case you can't tell. I also got a message asking how people can work with me. I do have a space open for one-on-one clients. That is something that, like, we would need to get on a call and see if it's a good fit, because yeah, like, I'm not just gonna, like, if you're not ready for one-on-one, I'm definitely gonna guide you somewhere else first, because I don't believe in just taking people's money. Like, I actually want to serve you. I want to make sure you're at the level that we can really jump in and work together. So you can work with me one-on-one. Message me. Let's get on a call. I don't want to just jump into that. But I also do have my Epic Pivot Mastermind, which is coming up. This is a 3-month mastermind. If you are done playing small, if you are done being invisible in the online space, if you are done putting out all the content, doing all the things you should be doing in your business, whatever it is that if you're marketing online, if you're doing the things, if you're done playing small and you're ready to hit the next level. Because here's the thing, some of us are called to mountains that have no peak. We're called to climb mountains that have no summit. We're called to go higher and higher and higher. And you know what? We're the type of women who recognize we can celebrate. We can stop and we can celebrate. For me, it's sparkling water. For you, it might be whatever, your favorite tea, a bubble bath, a massage, a facial, whatever. For me, I love my sparkling water, and I like to drink it out of fancy glasses because I can, right? I don't drink alcohol, but I love to drink out of fancy glasses because I can. So for some of us women, we can stop and we can celebrate, and we can feel the excitement. We can feel the energy. We can feel all of the celebration. We can, you know, for me, I love to go hike in the mountains. I love to go, celebrate with, like, vacations or whatever. I'm going to go celebrate next weekend with some women who are watching this right now. We're going to celebrate huge for some incredible life changes that have happened. And you know what? I get to take the time to savor that. And maybe you're that woman. And maybe you're the type of woman that you can sit in that moment. You can pause. You can be in this space. You can do all this. I just want to let you guys know that, you know, there's celebration time, and you're the type of woman who's like, okay, now what? Now what? Because I'm called to go bigger. I'm called to go bigger. I'm called to realize that we are created to be so much more. And this is the container where we are leaders leading leaders. This is for the type of women who are leaders leading leaders. I don't lead from the back. I don't lead from behind. I lead beside you. In this container, you know, you are going to be in my energy. You're going to be in my space. I'm going to help you manage your mind around how to scale, how to grow, how to get to that next level and beyond. I'm going to set you up with the exact tools you need to scale, whatever that looks like for you, your business, your team, your vision, your ideas. We're going to be in a container together for 3 months that is gorgeous, that is beautiful, that is like epic proportions. That is why it's called the Epic Pivot. Because you guys, right now more than ever, we need to learn how to pivot in our businesses because the landscape is changing. And for those of you who are like me, and I know you're in here, if you know you were called to climb a mountain that has no peak. Because the more you climb, the more you realize there's more to do. There's more work for you to do in the world. There's more work for you to show up in a powerful way. There's more work for you to show up and be the leader who leads leaders. If you're the type of woman that you lead from the front, you're responsible for a team. You're responsible for the people who are entrusted in your vision. You're responsible for the people who are entrusted in your sphere of influence. This is for you. This is the Epic Pivot Mastermind, the EPM. And I would love to invite you into this. If you're interested in that, just message me on Facebook. I would love to get connected with you. You can also email me at val@valnichols.com. So just VAL, val@valnichols.com. We can jump on a call if you have questions, if you want to know a little bit more. This is going to be a 3-month space, and this is for the woman who's ready to break through, to shatter the past, shatter the resistance, break through in a powerful way. You guys, if you've experienced any transformation during this, like, just imagine what is possible when you really jump in. When you invest in your dreams and you say yes to you. I have literally, people who've come into my masterminds have been like, the moment they pressed pay, the moment they clicked on the investment, all of a sudden they up-leveled. Boom, clients are coming in, all these things are happening, they're showing up powerfully, they're confident, they're in their leadership, they're leading teams, they're leading all these things just because they said yes. Just because they said yes. This is the power of a decision. This is the power of you saying, I'm done feeling the struggle. I'm done lone wolfing, because believe me, been there, done that. I believed that asking for help was weakness. I believed that being the lone wolf, being the lone ranger was how to do it. But let me tell you, I was wrong. I will be the first to admit as a leader when I'm wrong, and I was wrong. So if you're ready to stop playing lone wolf, going at it alone, believing that you can fix it, Frankensteining your leadership, piecing together all these things, trying to build a business, and you're ready to step into a powerhouse tribe, a circle of women that we are leading shoulder to shoulder. And you are guided by me because I'm a leader who leads leaders. And if you're one of those leaders, I would love to chat with you. Message me, let me know, say, I want in the Epic Pivot Mastermind, EPM. So let me know. 2 things to know. We have our July cash comeback, which I'm offering to this group till Friday for $22. Epic cash comeback, 5-day money mindset program that's going to kickstart you. Going to kickstart you into the second half of the year. I also have the Epic Pivot Mastermind, a 3-month mastermind where you are in this container. We're interacting over Voxer all the time. There's an ongoing conversation. You're a leader among leaders. We're leading shoulder to shoulder, and you are being led. Because just like me, I have 4 mentors I work with. 3 coaches, 1 mentor. I have a public speaking coach. I have a business coach. I have a spiritual coach, and then I have someone I've been working with for 8.5 years. Well, then I also have I guess I have another mentor too. I have a leader. I have another leader I work with. So you guys, leaders need leaders. Leaders need to be led. Leaders lead. Because when you rise, I rise, we rise together. So if you're interested in that, I just want to show you this is possible for you. As long as you take the action to get there, everything is possible for you. 3-month mastermind, Epic Pivot Mastermind. It is going to be gorgeous. We're going to jump into intensives 2 times a month. Plus, we're going to have we're going to have a container just like this, a Facebook group, and we're going to have an ongoing support thread. We're going to have an ongoing, these women, they become so intertwined in your life. It's like you have a team with you, building your life, building your leadership, building your business with you. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. I would love to get you connected with that. So let me know in the comments, say EPM if you're interested in that. If you're interested in the July cash comeback, put money, 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 cash, 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 whatever you want to put in there, put it in there. I'll set you up with the links, everything you need so that you can dive in. We already have 5 women signed up for the July cash comeback and my Epic Pivot Mastermind. You guys are the first to hear about that. So I was not going to open up a mastermind, but I've had so many people messaging me, inboxing me, asking me for that. So I'm opening that up. I'm opening it up. So I love you guys so much. I hope that you loved this today. I'm so lit up, and I hope that you guys can just step into the realm of possibility and realize what is possible for you in this life. And if this is your first experience ever hearing this conversation that, you can have so much more. You get to decide. You get to make the decision. And you're magical, you're wonderful, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. Thank you so much for the hearts. Oh my goodness, Drea, you're amazing. All right, ladies, I love you so much. I hope you go out and have an amazing, wonderful, wonderful, abundant, wealthy, and worthy day. I love you. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye.